The thump of cardboard against concrete draws your eyes to the window. From behind the curtain's edge, you see them, a neighbor, arms full of a box, stepping onto the cracked driveway of the house next door. Jamie Wilkes. Not someone like Jamie Wilkes. Not a sibling or a cousin. Not a name reappearing in the cul-de-sac's rotation to haunt your memory. It is them. The same face. The same wide shoulders and careful, deliberate gait, as though they're measuring each step before taking it. You grip the curtain fabric tighter than you expect, the texture rough against your fingertips. It can't be. 30 years. 30 years since you last saw them. You peer closer, daring the curtain to shift. They turn, for just a moment, and the air in your lungs scatters. Their expression, it doesn't belong in this moment. Fixed, serene, like an old photograph accidentally left in the light. Your chest tightens. You remind yourself you're mistaken. It's impossible. You move to the hallway where your sneakers squeak faintly against the polished linoleum. Jamie disappeared when you were 12. Their whole family gone in one night, movers piling trucks under cover of darkness, and now they're here again, unchanged. Dust swirls in the thin beam of your flashlight as you crack open the album. The leather cover sticks to your fingers, slick with decades of attic damp. You flip quickly, school trips, birthdays, Christmas mornings. The familiar sting of nostalgia presses behind your eyes, and then you find it, a Polaroid, the chemical colors still vibrant after all these years. Your 5th birthday party. You, slack-jawed and smiling, a cake smeared with bright pink frosting in front of you. Your cousins crammed into the frame, colorful party hats tilting precariously. And there, next to you, Jamie Wilkes. The photograph trembles slightly in your hands. Jamie in the Polaroid, face frozen mid-smile as their hand curls possessively around your shoulder. It's not just the same face, the angle of the jaw, the soft curl of hair at the temple. It is the exact same face, unlined, smooth. From the corner of your eye, the flashlight reflected in the attic window mimics motion, and you spin, unsteady on the creaking floorboards. There's nothing there but your own faint breath fogging the nearest pane. Below, the sound of a door closing, a hollow, echoing crack that might as well belong to Jamie's. You slam the album shut and head downstairs. You have to see them again. Up close. The wooden fence is rough against your palms as you hover in your backyard. Jamie's driveway is empty now, save for the scattering of boxes near the garage. The street lamps buzz distantly, light spilling across the grass in odd, uneven pools. The first time you see Jamie outside, they aren't moving, they're watching. Standing near the hedge that separates your yards, their back half turned toward you, they're staring at nothing. At everything. The rest of the neighborhood stretches out, a sleeping beast beneath a pinkened twilight, breathing softly. But Jamie doesn't shift or tilt their head. Silent, detached, as if this simple, suburban street doesn't quite belong to them. Jamie's frame stark against the vibrant green of overly manicured lawns, their silhouette rendered almost featureless against the low, pastel glow of the horizon. Hand frozen mid-motion on the fence, you watch for movement. A fidget, a muscle twitch. Your nails dig into weathered wood as you wait for them to do something, anything, to anchor them back to reality. They finally pivot toward you, smooth as a practiced gear, and wave. The movement is too deliberate, too slow. Their mouth spreads into a smile that doesn't seem to pass the corners of their lips. You notice suddenly that they're humming, a high lilting song carried faintly by the breeze. It's familiar, but you can't place the tune. Not yet. And then they call your name. Jamie answers the door with a disarming smile before you even press the doorbell. The sound of the latch slides back, precise and deliberate, and there they stand, framed by the warm glow of a bulb that hums faintly above their head. That same hum coming from inside them, barely audible but persistent. Their face is exactly as you remember. Smooth skin, unlined, untouched by time. It isn't possible. Your mind stumbles on the contradiction before Jamie speaks. "Welcome back," they say, the words perfectly neutral, but layered with something almost expectant. They step aside, gesturing toward their porch like they'd been waiting for you all this time. Porch wood polished to a mirrored shine, reflecting the light as though it's never seen dirt. Jamie? It feels strange, saying their name out loud, as though it could conjure a different answer, a reality that fits better than the one assembled before you. Jamie nods, their smile widening. It still doesn't touch the corners of their eyes. Eyes that flicker faintly in the low light, too bright and glassy, almost feverish. You look good, they say, and you're not sure if it's a compliment or an observation. There's no trace of sarcasm, but something about the tone settles you. It has been so long, hasn't it? You were, what, 8 when you moved here? 9. The correction feels instinctive, automatic. Jamie chuckles under their breath, the sound oddly rhythmic, a subtle mimicry of the song they've been humming. Yes, I remember now. 9 years old. Your 5th birthday party was marvelous, wasn't it? All that effort for a space-themed celebration, with the rocket cake, the gray balloons, the astronaut helmet. They pause, as if savoring the memory. You refused to eat the cake because you didn't want to ruin the frosting stars. The breath catches in your throat. That was a memory buried under decades of other birthdays, one you'd never even mentioned to anyone after the house was sold. But there it is, laid bare on Jamie's tongue, like a museum artifact cataloged for display. How do you know that? It comes out sharper than you intended, but Jamie doesn't flinch. They tilt their head, their expression pivoting from friendly to something else, curious, as though they didn't expect you to ask. You told me, of course. There's that smile again, too perfect. Friends share those things, don't they? I don't. Remember that. You manage. Your fingers twitch involuntarily, sliding across the smooth wooden railing of their porch. Grounding yourself. Its coolness anchors you briefly, but it's not enough. The doubt is already spreading like frost through your thoughts. Visual. A single porch chair beside the door, its wicker weave undisturbed by time, too taut to be aged. Jamie leans casually against the frame, their movements fluid, almost rehearsed. You always were so distracted back then, so busy watching the clouds, imagining constellations. I imagine not much has changed. You were always looking up, weren't you? The hairs on your arms rise. How could they possibly know that about you? This isn't nostalgic small talk anymore. It's invasive, intimate, and the more you try to pinpoint a logical explanation, the further the answer seems to drift from reach. Your gaze shifts, almost instinctively, toward the large window beside the door. Clean to the point of anomaly, its surface gleams with the kind of effort that doesn't belong in a neighborhood like this, where neglect always shows in weathered sills and streaked glass. But there's something wrong. The reflection staring back at you doesn't match the movement at the edge of your vision. Jamie's shoulders rise and fall as they speak, their hands gesturing gently. The reflection in the glass, motionless, still smiling, just staring back. A sharp, melodic hum jolts you awake, echoing faintly from the street below. Your pulse jumps, firing through fog confusion. It's that tune, Jamie's tune. Unidentifiable yet haunting, winding through your head like a vine growing too fast to track. You sit up in bed, breath catches. Moonlight filters through the slanted blinds, striping the far wall in alternating bands of light and dark. Shadows stretch and writhe across the wall as a tree outside sways, its movements unnervingly synchronized to the melody. The hum doesn't stop. Pulling the blanket tighter, you strain to listen, ears attuned to every creak of the house as though walls might answer for you. But there's only that rhythm. No footsteps, no doors opening or closing. Just the hum waltzing under your ribs. It should soothe. It doesn't. You slip from the bed. Bare feet meet cold floorboards. They creak louder than you want them to, more insistent. The window pulls you like gravity reversed. You part the blinds with cautious fingers, each slat vibrating faintly under your touch. There's nothing on the street. No late-night dog walkers. No passing cars. Just a stray piece of paper skating along the curb until a damp breeze pins it against a lamppost. The sound jerks your head over your shoulder. A sharp intake of breath leaves your chest hollow. It came from inside. Your heart thuds, each beat a violent echo trapped inside your ears. You step toward the door, then stop. You don't want to open it. Not yet. Instead, you crouch. Press your ear lightly to the wood. The surface is warm against your skin, even though it shouldn't be. Visual. A faint, dim distortion glimmers along the paint, like an oily residue catching the moonlight's faint flood. Snippets of sound drift through, a faint whisper. No clear words, just the unpleasant undulation of consonants that half-form shapes before dissolving again. Your hand hovers over the doorknob, a decision waiting to be made. Before you can turn it, The humming outside morphs, twists. You swivel back to the window, blinds snapping shut in jerky haste. Someone's there now, moving through the street below like they're testing gravity with each step. Their gait unnaturally slow, Jamie. Even from this distance, you spot the pale press of their button-up shirt and their familiarly deliberate movements. But there's something off. One arm moves, the other doesn't. Their form blurs when you focus too long. Your head grows tight with the straining, like trying to solve layered optical illusions at once. Their face tilts upward, toward your house. You duck. A sharp, embarrassed retreat like you're a child caught spying. The moment feels absurd until you glance across the floorboards. Something pale sticks out just beyond the threshold of your room. It wasn't there earlier. Sliding closer, the object comes into view. A folded scrap of lined paper, the edges fraying as though age worked over it with infinite patience. Trembling fingers reach past the doorway to grab it, pulse tearing along your temples like pursuit is already on its way. The note smells faintly of earth, wet, sharp, slightly metallic. Faded ink scribbles cover the page, veining it like cracks in shattered glass, some places blurred into smudges too perfect for natural decay. You 531 Sycamore, backyard, Tuesday after 9. The handwriting feels nauseatingly familiar but wrong, like someone copying a memory you can't quite place. You stumble backward, hit the dresser behind you. The rigid wood digs into your spine, grounding sharp pain for one precious second. But the sound is wrong again, louder than it should be, reverberating somehow, as though the dresser and walls are suddenly ambivalent about holding sound in. Then everything quiets again, except for the humming. You clutch the note closer, the paper whisper light, threatening to break in your grip. Questions claw at you, but none feel complete. Only one repeats, louder each time. Are you dreaming? Laughter bursts from outside, high-pitched and sharp. A child's laugh, clustering around the same looping tune. Your breath breaks open, you're out of control. Palms flatten against your ears, blocking out sound but not the vibrations. You bolt to the window again. Jamie is gone. No fading footsteps, no street presence left behind. Nothing. But as your gaze sweeps downward one last time, your stomach folds in on itself. The gate to your backyard stands wide open, creaking faintly as wind tugs it, almost timid. Throwing on a hoodie is reflex. Your pulse fuels every motion as you rush downstairs, squinting through dark hallway corners that now crawl with doubt. The back door lock sticks for agonizing seconds until it bursts free. Cool metallic air smacks your face as you stumble into the night. The lawn is too perfect. Short grass razor-sharp underfoot, no indecision to its geometry. Floodlights buzz above, painting the yard in harsh white gradients that push the shadows tight to the fence edges. You freeze. Jamie stands near the center of the yard. Their back faces the house, head tilted barely upward. To your window. They don't hum now, and they're barefoot. You can't breathe. Cold rushes your chest cavity, blooming on instinct. Do you speak? Do you move? The quiet expands faster than any human should let it. Then Jamie's head tilts a half-inch further, slow, precise, as if hearing your question in the void and waiting for you to connect it yourself. Jamie sits perfectly still as you barge inside, their eyes betraying neither amusement nor anger. You don't remember deciding to enter their house. It's as if you skipped straight to this moment. The door still creaks behind you, a steady groan like an aching limb. The room hums. No, buzzes. A faint vibration through the floor, tickling the soles of your shoes. You glance down. Wood polished to a mirror shine reflects a version of yourself you don't fully recognize. Visual. The room's light casts long, uneven shadows over sparse furniture. The illumination is warm, but the space itself feels cold. Jamie doesn't flinch, doesn't blink. Their legs are crossed, hands folded neatly in their lap. Too neatly. Sit, they say evenly. The single syllable lands like a dropped tool in an empty garage. You stay standing. What are you doing here? Your voice sounds too thin, paper stretched over gaps. What are you? Jamie exhales as though the question is silly, a child asking why the sky is blue, but their smile never touches their eyes. I am exactly where I am meant to be, and